Kia ora everybody, welcome into another week of Whale Watch Weekly Updates. My name is Josh and I'll be running you through a few updates that we've had throughout the week. Now, this week that we've just had has been quite interesting. The weather itself has been quite cold. Just a bit further north, about 100 k's up the road, up Marlborough or up Blenheim and Nelson Way, they got a hiding from a lot of rain, so there was a lot of flooding up them ways. We hope that there hasn't been too much damage there, and hopefully you can all get back on track and get some dry weather. Here in Kaikoura itself, had a few cold days, bit of rain around in the last week, but also when it has been beautiful days, there has been a lot of thick frost. So yeah, it has been quite a few chilly mornings. For those of you that are new in here, what happens is I just read out what we have been viewing in the past week, some of the semi-resident sperm whales that we see, some other species of whales, and then also at the end I'll give you a bit of an update of what the weather and also the sea conditions could be like for the next week. So we'll just jump straight into it. So last Friday, the 27th of June, we had one tour go out, and that there was at 1:15 in the afternoon. And on that tour, they had a successful tour. They seen our semi-resident sperm whale Auraki. They also seen a humpback whale, some New Zealand fur seals, and also the New Zealand fur seals were actually feeding on an octopus as well. So that there was an awesome sight to see. Got to see the northern royal and southern royal albatross, two very large wingspan of birds, and also one of them being the heaviest oceanic bird in flight today. Got to see the shy mollymawk albatross, the bullers, the grey-headed and also the black-browed mollymawk albatross, some Cape petrels, and also northern giant petrels. Now moving on to Saturday, they went out for one tour that day as the conditions actually deteriorated in the afternoon. But I can tell you that tour was very successful. They went out at 10:30 and on that tour they came across 4 different individual humpback whales. They got to see some dusky dolphins, also the Cape petrel, the northern giant petrel, the shy mollymawk albatross, southern royal albatross, bullers mollymawk albatross, and also the blackback and red bull gulls. Moving on to Sunday the 29th of June. Now we had 2 tours for this day, and the first tour went out at 10:30 in the morning, and on that tour they came across our semi-resident whale Lazarus. They had 3 encounters with Lazarus on that tour. They got to see the New Zealand fur seals, the Gibson's wandering albatross, the Salvin's mollymawk albatross as well, some Cape petrels, northern giant petrels, some white-fronted terns, and the blackback and red bull gull. On Sunday, the 29th, again at 1:15 in the afternoon, we had another tour for that day, and on that tour we seen Lazarus, a humpback whale, dusky dolphins, a New Zealand fur seals, the Gibson's wandering albatross, the shy mollymawk albatross, the Salvin's mollymawk albatross, some Cape petrels, northern giant petrels, white-fronted terns, and the blackback and red bull gull. Now moving on to Monday, we were actually cancelled. So on Tuesday, the 1st of July, we had 3 tours for this day. So we have been actually quite busy for the winter season. And the first tour went out at 7:45 in the morning, and on that tour they seen our semi-resident whale Mati Mati. They seen a humpback whale, some dusky dolphins, the New Zealand fur seals, the black-browed mollymawk albatross, and some Cape petrels. They had another tour on at 10:30 in the morning, and on that tour they seen Mati Mati once again, Lazarus, 2 humpback whales, some dusky dolphins, the shy mollymawk albatross, some Cape Petrels, some Fairy Prions, and the blackback and red ball gull. And then on that same day, Tuesday, the 1st of July, at 1:15 in the afternoon, we seen Mati Mati, we seen Lazarus, we also seen 2 humpback whales again, some dusky dolphins, the southern royal albatross, the shy mollymawk albatross, some Cape petrels, and the northern giant petrels. So, what I'm going to do, I'll just explain about some of the whales that I have mentioned so far. So, the semi-resident whales that we have seen so far, the first one I have mentioned was Auraki. Now, Auraki is known also in the Otago University catalogue as MLN230. He was first recorded in Kaikoura on the 16th of December 2005, and Auraki is at a length of 14.43 metres. Auraki is known as Cloud Piercer or Mount Cook. His name is because of his dorsal fin resembles one of the faces of Mount Cook. Now another one, I'll just show you the dorsal fin for those of you that don't know. This is Auraki's dorsal fin here, and as you can see, it's got a big curved edge there, and it's actually quite high and pointy. The second whale that I will show everybody is Lazarus. So you guys might be quite familiar with Lazarus, as I have mentioned him over the last few weeks. But for those of you that don't know, Lazarus, known in the Otago University catalogue as LNR100, he was first recorded in Kaikoura on the 17th of November in 1993. He is at a length of 15.19 metres. First seen in 1993 and regularly until 2000. Then he was not recorded in this area of Kaikoura until 2015. So there was a 15-year gap that we didn't see Lazarus. And then he just come back out of nowhere in 2015, and we're still viewing him to this day. How we identify Lazarus is by his big knobbly head, and also by his dorsal fin. His dorsal fin, it actually looks quite similar to Auraki's. It's got that shape, but I will try and get that photo. I did promise it last week, but I haven't been able to get my hands on a photo of it just yet, but I'll ask some of the sea crew or the researchers if we can get that. Cool, so now I will move on to tours the last couple of days. So Wednesday, the 2nd of July, we had 2 tours for that day. The first tour was at 10:30 in the morning, and that was successful. On that tour, we seen Mati Mati. Also, we got 2 encounters with some humpback whales. We got to see the northern royal albatross, the shy mollymawk and the Salvin's mollymawk albatross, northern giant petrels, westland petrels, fairy prions, the white-fronted terns, and the blackback and red ball gull. That afternoon, at 1:15 in the afternoon, we had another tour, and this tour here was very successful. We came across Mati Mati, we came across our semi-resident whale Tiaki, also Lazarus as well, and 2 different individual humpback whales. We also seen the northern and southern royal albatross, the shy and the Salvin's mollymawk albatross, some northern giant petrels, westland petrels, some more fairy prions, seen a spotted shag, and the blackback and red ball gulls. And then our tours today, we had 2 tours. The first one was at 10:30 a.m. this morning, and on that tour they got 2 encounters with Lazarus. They came across a Gibson's wandering albatross, also a southern royal albatross, the Salvin's mollymawk albatross, the northern giant petrel, westland petrel, and the blackback and red ball gulls. At 1:15 this afternoon, we had another successful tour. And on that tour, we've seen our semi-resident whale Lazarus, we've seen the shy mollymawk albatross, the Selvins mollymawk albatross, the Cape petrel, the northern giant petrel, some white-fronted terns, and the blackback and red ball gull. So, ladies and gentlemen, that there was our weekly update of all the sightings that we have seen from last Friday right through to this Thursday. A couple more of the semi-resident whales that I have not talked about just yet. So I have mentioned about Aoraki and also Lazarus, but I will show you two more. So everybody that has been in these live updates the last few weeks, I have been explaining about different semi-resident whales, and everybody will be quite familiar with this whale, Mati Mati. Now, Mati Mati is known in the catalogue as MTR280, first recorded in Kaikoura in 2009. He is at a length of 14.98 metres, so up to that 15 metre mark. Now, Mati Mati translates to fingers. He has two skin tags that poke down when he dives on the left-hand side of his fluke, and it looks like he is pulling the peace sign. So right where that mouse is, where I'm circling, those two bits there are the bits that look like fingers. So the other semi-resident whale that I do want to show for everybody is a crowd favourite for everybody, and this here is the man himself, and it is Tiaki. Tiaki is short for Kaitiaki, which means the guardian or the protector. Tiaki in the catalogue is known as LNL 160, first recorded in Kaikoura on the 18th of November in 1994. Tiaki is at a length of 15.45 metres. Short for Kaitiaki, as I was saying, which translates to the guardian or the protector. He was the most frequent whale in the Kaikoura Canyon, almost like a guardian. He was also seen swiping his tail to protect another whale from orcas. Now, how we identify Tiaki is he actually has a very high pointy dorsal fin. In front of the dorsal fin there's a little bit of a dip as well. On his face, he has a lot of scratching and scarring, as you can see there. And when he reveals his tail, he has a big bulky tail. Now, every whale has a different tail, just like you and I have different fingerprints. And that is how we identify a majority of these whales. By their tails, the markings on their body, and the shape of their dorsal fins. They're the three main reasons how we can identify different sperm whales. For those of you that missed it last week as well, here's a cool shot of Tiaki bringing up his food for us to have a look at. I think he was just showing off to say that he can actually catch fish and wanted us to give him a round of applause. These creatures here, ladies and gentlemen, they're very interesting. The more you see these creatures, the more you want to learn about them. They're the only, well, there are a couple more, but these whales here, they spend roughly 85 to 90% of their life in complete darkness. They're deep down at 1,000 metres, hunting for creatures that will actually fight back. So their food, 65% of the sperm whale's diet is squid. So where all this scratching and scarring is all over the body, 9 times out of 10 that there will be from encounters with giant squid. So giant squid, they're fighting for their life to try and get away from the sperm whale, and they latch on with their suckers, and once they latch on, they've got little hooks that actually go right into the skin, and they just scratch the sperm whale. And those cuts, or those scars, they're very deep and they're quite wide as well. Cool, so ladies and gentlemen, as I was saying, that there is all I would like to talk about for our weekly updates. But for the up and coming weather, I will give everybody an idea of how it's going to look. It has gone off the screen, sorry about that. did have it here before, but cool. So here we go. Friday, tomorrow, southwest 15 knots becoming variable 10 knots in the afternoon, so it looks like it is calming down. Sea slight, long period swell 2 metres, easing northeast swell 2 metres, fair visibility and scattered rain developing in the afternoon. Saturday, southerly 10 knots rising to 20 knots in the morning, moderate southerly swell. Sunday, quite similar, southerly 20 knots, easing to 10 knots later, and then variable 10 knots Monday. So yeah, it looks like we're still going to have a bit of a bump out there in the next few days. Might be a couple metre swell, maybe a metre and a half. Just really depends though. Hopefully that wind can stay further offshore and the whales stay in nice and close so we can get a few tours out, and hopefully it is quite mild out there, not too cold for all our passengers to enjoy. Apart from that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope everybody has enjoyed another episode of the Whale Watch Weekly Updates. Once again, I will be back here next Thursday at 6 PM, going live New Zealand time. So feel free to leave me a comment if you want to see anything in particular. Next week, we hope to give you some more updates of some more exciting things, and I will try and get some more content for everybody to show from our researchers. Apart from that, everybody have a beautiful weekend this weekend, and we'll see you all next week at 6 PM on Thursday. Kia ora.